Ezekiel's intercepted by Patrick Hunter. And he's got some room along the far side. Second interception of the season for Patrick Hunter.
You'll see him here on the slot man. That's McMurtry. He gets a great jam. It buys him a little time. Then all of a sudden he gets in the pocket, turns, and makes a great play and catch. Now that's something a lot of folks don't realize. Hey, you can have a great cover man, but you can drop those easy picks. There, Hunter makes it look easy, gets it back almost to midfield.
So the Patriots penetrate all the way down to the Seahawks 20, and now the Seahawks in business at the 47, but Meyer fumbled the exchange before handing off to John L. Williams.
You know, those interceptions will age a coach, and they will age a quarterback more quickly than anything on the football field. Now, you know, Bill Parcells knows that Ezekiel's played great for 3 quarters. Now gets the ball down inside the red zone where they're having a heck of a time trying to get it into the end zone. I tell you what, Parcells has got to keep his composure. He can't jump on, Scotty. Got to give him another chance. Try to get him back in position.
2nd and 9. Meyer, nobody downfield, so he flips it out to Warren, who's across midfield looking for the first down marker. He had to get to about the 43 of the Patriots. Harlan Barnett made the stop, but a gain of 9 for Warren, and that should be good enough for the first down.
Well, it's going to look great in the stats. Warren catches the ball, goes for the first down, but the guy that made it possible was the right tackle. Andy Heck, he gets out there and does a great job of blocking, letting him come back inside and make that first down.
And it is so key what Chris Warren does today. You see his stats here so far this season, but against the Patriots, he had a career-high 174 yards, a team record 36 carries in the earlier game at New England. To take that point even further, Danny, had 122 yards the previous time that the Seahawks played the Patriots. Is Trey Junkin and Chris Slade a little pushing and shoving after the play.
Well, I think as a defense, you get your pride hurt, and you say, hey, no matter what we do today, we're not going to let this guy embarrass us. And it's tough going right now. Seattle's having a hard time trying to punch a hole in that New England front.
And really, Chris Warren, as they come out to check for the first down, Chris Warren made it no secret that he likes playing against the Patriots. Said in several publications that he likes to play. He'd like to play New England every week if he could. And some of the Seahawks that did not sit well with at all.
Well, if you're a defensive coordinator, that's the kind of thing you like the opposing running back to say. It makes your job a lot easier, a lot more fun too. Hey, did you hear what he said? Hey, what?
Big decision here for Tom Flores on 4th and less than a yard. He will go for it. And the ball is at the Patriot 43. 3 tight ends set for the Seahawks. Edmonds, Green, and Junkin in. And Warren trying to dive over the top.
It's going to be awfully close, Danny. I saw the spotter come in from the sideline. And it's going to be ever so close. But I think that's the greatest play in football. A lot of people, that's my favorite. I mean, it is lay it on the line, walk the edge, see who's got it.
Well, they will come out to make a measurement. Tom Flores feels his team picked it up. But we'll see what Larry Nemmers and the officiating crew here have to say about it.
He's got it. It's going to be a smidgen. But you got to like the way Tom Flores is going after this running game. He says, hey, if we can't make this link, we don't have any business being here. Let's go for it.
That's about as close as it can get. And they do indicate the first down for Seattle.
How close is a smidgen? It's going to be close.
Here's another look at Warren as he dove for what turned out to be first down yardage.
Well, they run a little bit of trap play inside penetration. Fouls it up in the backfield. The left guard can't get around. Get up in there and seal. Good job out of front.
No score here in the early moments. The Seahawks on the drive. Another fumbled exchange by Meyer. Ray Donaldson is the center, and that is the second time in this game that he has had a difficult time handling the football.
Well, Donaldson in his 14th season is a real crafty veteran. Now, a lot of times when he gets on a nose tackle like he's facing against Tim Goode, he's going to try to do something very quick and get a position block, and a lot of times he won't get the ball completely up before he gets into position, and that's the thing. Sometimes you're almost a little bit too smart for your own good.
You played against Ray Donaldson in your Bear career.
I know. He's crafty. He's trying to be too quick, too.
No gain. 2nd and 10. Meyer feeling the heat from the left side. Rolling to his left before he's chased out of bounds by Tungo, the nose tackle. Meyer will run if need be. Has a lot of mobility, but I'm sure Tom Flores and the rest of the Seahawks would like to see him run a little bit less. He is 2nd on the team in rushing yards, coming into this ball game with 123 and the 1 touchdown. But if there's something that Meyer wants to get better at in his early career in the NFL, it's staying in the pocket a little bit longer.
Well, I think, you know, that comes with age and comes with recognition. He's working on the fundamentals, the side adjustment against the blitz, and that's what he had that time. Number 27, Rand came from the other side and chased him out. He needs to, you know, get out and get a little time when that happens.
Got a gain of 7, 2nd down, 3rd down rather, and 3. Meyer throwing, and it is complete to Brian Blades, who makes his first reception of the ball game. Vincent Brown made the stop. But Brian Blades, who we talked to yesterday, is excited about a future with Rick Meyer on the other end.
Well, you ask, you know, players week in and week out, are you excited about? Oh, yeah, and they give you the lip service. Now, let me tell you something. Brian Blades says, hey, I am so happy this guy is here because he's the quarterback we've looked for, a guy that knows how to implement the offense. He's only going to get better. Wait a year. You'll have something special.
Blades picks up the 1st down. Ball just inside the 30 of the Patriots. Play action face. Meyer goes to his right. It was intended for Blades once again, but pretty good coverage by the left corner, Darrell Wren. Darrell Wren, one of 3 new starters in the defensive secondary for New England. And this is just his 3rd career start, but he has had a good start to his NFL career. His 1st year out of Pittsburgh State. 3 interceptions already.
Very talented player. Was with Buffalo last year. Couldn't really get on the field due to injuries. I think that he's a great addition to the secondary for New England. 2nd
and 10 for Meyer. And this time he'll give it to Warren. And he'll pick up maybe 1 along the right side.
Again, we know that Seattle's going to try and get that running game going, and New England is saying no matter what, we're going to bring an 8th man up. We're going to blitz you off the corners. We're going to do everything we can to keep Chris Warren from embarrassing us and controlling the clock. Now, I think that, you know, it falls on Rick Meyer's shoulders. Now, hey, for me to get out of this situation, we've got to hit him with a couple of quick passes. I think this is a spot.
On 3rd down and 9, Chris Warren on the sidelines, as Green, Thomas are in the offensive set. This is Blades in motion to the near side. Flag on the play. Meyer's pass tipped to the line of scrimmage and picked off by Vincent Brown. And he shakes loose of a couple of tacklers and has some running room close to midfield. As the pass was intended for Paul Green, Vincent Brown made the pickoff, but a flag was thrown.
It looks like Paul Green, the tight end, the guy that comes in on 3rd down. He's a great receiving tight end, but it looks like he jumped off sides. They nullified the play before it really got going. Now,
illegal shift on the offense.
That's good news for the Seahawks.
Two people moving at the same time. Penalty is refused. 1st down.
Great news for the Seahawks. Now, just imagine if you were a New England player, you jumped off the sides. Well, it would have nullified an interception. Okay, we'll take a look at it here. Green is on the left side. He jumps. Meyer getting a tip from Slade.
No score at the Kingdome. 4:06 left in the 1st quarter. Back at the Kingdome, Dan Hicks with Dan Hampton with you here, and Scott Seahawks and the New England Patriots will start off once again in excellent field position from their 49. Just the previous offensive series, Seahawks brought the Patriots down to the Seahawk 20 before throwing a costly interception. As you look at Drew Bledsoe, he is the emergency quarterback today, so only if something happened to Seahawks and Zolak would he see action. 1st and 10. Seahawks buying some time, has some room to run, and he'll gain about 8 yards all the way down to the 43. Rufus Porter, the right linebacker, made the stop. Seahawks showing some pretty good mobility.
A lot of quarterbacks are able to move around in the pocket and find someone. That time, Ezekiel's just trying to get away from Joe Nash, who got a real nice rush on the outside, forcing him up. Got some pretty good yards.
2nd and 2 from the 43. This time it's on the ground, and Kevin Turner takes the call, and that should be good enough for the first down. Kevin Turner, Alabama's player of the year, his senior year, 1,000-yard rusher.
That's pretty impressive when you think about the players that Alabama's had on their team the last couple of years.
And he was the Patriots' 3rd-round pick a few years ago. On 1st and 10, 3 wideouts in for Seahawks, looking to his right, and this one had no chance to get to Greg McMurtry. I'm not sure if Seahawks was throwing it away or if McMurtry was that closely covered.
Well, on both interceptions, the quarterbacks are trying to take the easy way out. They're throwing those little out patterns. Seahawks just threw a pass out there that was picked off by Hunter. A minute ago, Meyer trying to take an out pattern. He had the ball tipped for the easy interception by Brown. Now, I think they need to go ahead and try to stretch it down the field a little bit and make them respect that part of the field.
2nd and 10. 3 minutes left in the first quarter. Seahawks to throw again, this time long downfield, intended for Ray Crittenden. But once again, Robinson and Hunter closely coverage.
Crittenden's got an awful lot of speed. You'll see him here outside, just run a little seam pattern and then break it off. Now the actual toss is over his outside shoulder there, not back to the inside. You see Robinson coming back for almost another play at the ball.
Look down that Patriot depth chart on the wide receivers, Dan. It's just youth all the way down. Brisby is a rookie. Crittenden, a free agent rookie out of Virginia Tech. Troy Brown, 8th-round choice, rookie out of Marshall. On 3rd and 10, Seahawks to the air again. Juggling it was Ben Coates, but he wasn't able to hang on. Raphael Robinson all over Coates.
Well, Ben Coates is a tight end that Bill Parcells says, hey, this guy has a chance to be special. Now, it's not like they didn't have Mark Cook, a guy that went to the Pro Bowl last year, but he thinks that Ben Coates has a chance to be one of the best ones in the league. That time, a little behind him, couldn't get it down.
Once again, the Patriot drive sputters, and that'll bring out Mike Saxon. Kelvin Martin stands deep for the Seahawks at his own 10. Saxon juggled the snap just a bit. Probably will not be all happy with that punt, since it did not get a chance to pin down the Patriots or the Seahawks deep. 2:41 left in the first, scoreless in Seattle. 0-2, but they reeled off 3 straight wins. They were 3-2. They fell flat against Detroit last week, as Rick Meyer feels the pressure, intended for John Williams, but Todd Collins was applying the pressure. But this is a team, Dan, that really needs, as we mentioned in the open, to get back on track. It's a team with playoff aspirations, and I would say that this is a must-win against a 1-5 Patriot team at home.
Well, if you're Tom Forrest, you almost count this, and it's no affront to New England and their fans. I just think that Seattle is a team that knows where it wants to go. Now all it has to do is get there.
Meyer keeps it on the ground, and we'll go to the bread-and-butter running back, Chris Warren, who so far today has been kept in check by the Patriot defense.
Well, the thing that Seattle's had a problem with the last couple of years is offense. And what I'm saying is they know where they want to go. Hey, they've got a good back in Warren. They've got a decent offensive line. They've got some wideouts that can run. Now they've got the missing ingredient, a young quarterback that can do an awful lot of good things. Now, that is what has this team excited, but you can't go to Detroit and throw it up in the air like they did last week. They've got to play sound football, and it starts at quarterback. Meyer's the guy that has to be there every week playing good.
Saw that other key AFC score today. Pittsburgh and Cleveland scoreless early, as Meyer looks and finds Kelvin Martin. Darrell Wren was on the coverage. Martin had to go up and grab it, but it'll bring up long yardage on 4th down and the punting unit for Seattle.
Well, that's easy to see. New England is going to pressure Meyer. They're not going to let him sit there and be comfy. They're going to make him do something on the move. He hasn't been able to get it done yet.
Back deep for Bill Parcells' team, Troy Brown. This guy tied an NCAA record for most touchdowns on a kickoff return. He had 4 in one season while at Marshall, and he's one of the new burners for New England. But this is a great booming kick. And he calls for the fair catch. 48-yard kick by Rick Tootin. It had good height. We'll be back. Well, there's Michael Bates, the Seahawks special teams specialist, and Bill Parcells called this play last week at the Silverdome in Detroit the best special teams play he has ever seen. John Casey kicks off to Mel Gray, and Bates upends him, and he's hit so hard that he fumbles the football. Bates recovers, forces it, and then earlier today in this game, Bates is getting doubled and triple teamed by the Patriots. And we talked to Parcells yesterday, and he said we're going to have at least a guy or two watching Bates on every play. Leonard Russell with a cover with a carry for New England, and he'll gain 3. That'll bring up 2nd down and 7. But I'll tell you, Bill Parcells, Dan, definitely knew all about Michael Bates, raved about that play that started off the game last week in Detroit, and he's the kind of guy you just know that he hasn't missed any little details, and he told us that he's going to put at least 2 or 3 guys on Bates in every situation. Michael Timpson, McMurtry, and Brisby, the wideouts. 2nd down and 7 for Seahawks. And this is Turner along the right side. And he'll gain about 4, and that'll bring up 3rd down and short. Robert Blackman made the stop for the Seahawks along with Rod Stevens.
New England doesn't have a very sophisticated running game. They've got 3 number 1s on their offensive line. They got a big back. What they try to do is double inside and lead up inside, or they try to pitch it. The pitch so far in this game, getting it outside that front 4 of Seattle, has worked pretty well. I think you got to stick with it.
3rd down and 2, 16 seconds and counting left in the first quarter. Seahawks caught by Vincent Brisby on the left side, and that'll be very close. A gain of 4, and that should be good enough for the 1st down as the final seconds tick off in the first quarter. The end of the first quarter. New England and Seattle have squandered early scoring opportunities. Well, the New England Patriots continue their first quarter futility. They've only scored 6 points in the first quarter all year long. This is the 7th game of the season. They had just 54 yards rushing versus Houston last week. A 1st down at the 37. Seahawks with time dumps it across the middle to Leonard Russell. He'll get maybe 2 yards before Rod Stevens, the leading tackler for the Seahawks, brings him down. Stevens had been the backup to Dave Wyman, who signed with Denver. Just 3 years ago, this guy was handling baggage at an Atlanta airport. He now makes $500,000 a year. So Rod Stevens' hard work has paid off for him. Starting middle linebacker for Seattle. 2nd and 7 from the 40. They'll keep it on the ground again. Leonard Russell fighting for 1st down yardage, and he'll have the 1st down up to the 49 before Eugene Robinson wrapped him up.
That play, they ran right at Cortez Kennedy. That's something they haven't been too successful at. They did a good job getting a down block on him, but trapped around with the guard and got outside for a pretty good gainer. Cortez is not a guy that you can make a living off running at him. The Tez is just too massive and too quick inside for you to do that.
Well, the Patriots felt they did a pretty good job against him in the first game. This is Seahawks over the head of Vincent Brisby, who never had a shot. And Cortez Kennedy getting worked on by the Patriot offensive line, but usually double teamed and triple teamed. Here they did the job on him.
Well, you see in the center, Arthur there. Cortez is one of the great players when he knows what the play is. That was, of course, a little bit of a play action. Cortez never got in the pass rushing mode, and that's what you've got to do to keep him off balance. He's been frustrated by double teams every week this year. Maybe not as effective because he has a little indecision.
Seahawks fills the pressure and just throws it away. Michael Timpson in the area, but clearly Seahawks pressured out of the pocket, and that time the Tez made his presence known.
Did a good job with the little stunt there. You've got a guy that really bothers people. You'll see here, the right end, Tua Tagovailoa goes inside. Tez comes around untouched. When you're a defensive tackle, you got to love those calls because, hey, you're thinking, hey, I'm getting 2 and 3 guys on me every play. It's nice to get a little breather and be able to run around without having somebody knock you around.
You know, he's not really racking up the stats that he did last year, and Tom Flores says that's all right. Just take your time, and your plays will come. Seahawks firing over the middle to Brisby. That is complete, and that'll pick up the first down.
Well, Brisby is a guy that is going to be a big part of this offense in New England in the years to come. Second-round pick, awful lot of speed, a very talented guy. Told us yesterday, I don't have any problem with any part of the offense. I just need a little bit of experience. You know, a lot of times they say, well, I don't understand the routes. I don't understand some of the coverages. Hey, Brisby says, just give me time. I'll get it.
He also doesn't lack any confidence. You asked him if there's anything he needs to improve on. He said, I pretty much got it all in order.
It looks like it there.
1st and 10. This is Russell along the right side for a gain of 2. Cortez Kennedy ran him down. Opening moments of the second quarter, still scoreless. New England and the Seahawks from the Kingdom. Dan Hicks along with Dan Hampton. And Bill Parcells not used to 1-5 starts.
Well, it's going to take time, and Parcells knows that. Hey, look, here's a guy that rebuilt the Giants, won 2 Super Bowls. It doesn't happen overnight, but I think he gets a little impatient at times.
2nd and 7. Play action by Seahawks. Well, that was Robert Blackman who applied the pressure, and Seahawks was in trouble. Terry Wooden also in there defensively for Seattle. But originally, it was Robert Blackman in the face of Seahawks.
Well, Blackman is coming from the right side. You'll see him here. The tight end coach tries to get him at the last second, can't quite get it done. But I think that is saying, hey, we kind of respect your offensive line. We're not getting enough pressure. We're going to bring somebody. That time worked out for the Seahawks.
And a good play by Robert Blackman, the 4th-year man out of Baylor. The 11th play of this drive so far, just 1 for 3 on 3rd down conversions for the Patriots. Seahawks to the air. That'll be short of the first down, even though it's complete to the big tight end, Ben Coates.
Well, it's a great tackle there by Eugene Robinson, who had him locked up man for man. Now you see Parcells getting pretty livid here. You know, you think about it now, and here's something I think Parcells does better than any coach in the league, and that is get folks excited about doing things right. And he's got a chance to get on the board here.
A chance for Scott Sisson to put 3 up for New England. This will be a 49-yard attempt. It's going to be short. Short and wide.
Well, last week, New England drove the ball early. They didn't get anything out of it. Parcells says, I need something out of this drive.
Another squandered scoring opportunity for the Patriots. Patriots and the Seahawks. Rick Meyer comes into the game completing 64% of his passes. And that's good for a 70.4 rating as we look at the natural gas quarterback efficiency ratings. You see Drew Bledsoe at 13th there. Scott Seahawks not listed because he does not have enough attempt. Stop the clock with 11:30 left in the first half.
Well, you know, a lot of folks forget about the fact that Meyer is a rookie. And, you know, you talk to Tom Flores, he says, I know that, you know, he's doing a lot of good things, but I expected him to do that. And, you know, he's got a great rating, but I don't think Rick Meyer's worried about that, Dan. You know, quarterbacks, when they get old, rich, and fat, they worry about the ratings. Meyer only wants wins, and that's the thing I like about him. He's been a winner wherever he's been. They're 3-3. I think they've got a chance. Like I said, if he continues to improve, and he seems to get better all the time.
One of his Notre Dame buddies, Andy Heck, with the illegal procedure call, so that puts it 1st and 15. Meyer's pass complete out of the backfield to Chris Warren, and he gets back to about the 26, we'll call it. Tom Collins and Darrell Wren ran him out of bounds. We mentioned that Chris Warren has eaten up the Patriots defense as of late. 174 yards last time they played, 122 before that. He averaged 4.8 in the last game, but today just 1.2. 2nd and 15. Warren.
Well, I think the reason is, I stated it before, as a defensive player, you have a certain amount of pride to get this far in the NFL, and even if your defense isn't playing great, you still don't want to get embarrassed. And I think Al Groh, the defensive coordinator, is doing a great job of getting his linebackers up stacked in the gaps and not creating any seams that they gave up the first game.
Well, this is a 3rd down and 11 situation. It'll be interesting to see what kind of pressure they can put on Meyer. Bill Parcells told us he has gotten no pass rush from the Patriots front line, but he gets it here. And he gets it out of the corner from Renee Thompson, who came firing in on the corner blitz and nailed Rick Meyer.
Well, Parcells told us yesterday, don't worry about the rush. We'll bring whatever we have to get some pressure on Meyer, and they've done it all game so far. They brought at least one corner at least 4 times, and I think that's what you got to do. You can't let him stand around back there and then by time scrambling. You've got to put him on the ground. Good play by Renee Thompson.
4th and 20, so we'll see Rick Tootin again. His 3rd punt of the game. Troy Brown, the speedster, standing back at his 33. Good hang time on this punt. Brown calls for a fair catch at the 41, and that's where the Patriots will try to get something going once again. 38-yard punt. Still scoreless.
It's my sister.
Whoa. We're back at the Kingdom. Dan Hicks along with Dan Hampton. One of the things that the Seahawks wanted to do, establish the running game and beat the Patriots, pretty much batter them, but they haven't been able to do anything with Warren. So where do they go from here?
Well, I think what you have to do is buy the opportunity to get your running back downfield, getting some yards. You've got to get those linebackers off the line of scrimmage. You do that by throwing the ball behind them.
Patriots with another shot at the 41. 1st and 10. They've had pretty good field position to begin their series so far, as Leonard Russell gets the 1st down carry and Cortez Kennedy made the stop. Let's head out to New York for our first update with Jim Lampley.
All right, Dan, take a look at the mobility yards. 7-0 Browns. Back to Dan and Dan.
Scoreless here at the Kingdom. This is Russell again along the right side. And now New England, Dan, which has squandered several scoring opportunities early, trying to get it going here. 9:10 left in the half. Been very frustrating for that man right there.
Well, Parcells isn't a guy that is a big mystery. Bill Walsh won a lot of Super Bowls with a very sophisticated attack. Parcells is not like that. It's not complicated. Hey, it's smash mouth football. He wants to run the pitch. He wants to knock you off the line of scrimmage and then throw it when you're scared to death. He's trying to get that going now.
Seahawks has the 3 wideouts in on 3rd and 4. And evidently, it was Michael Timpson who broke right. Seahawks thought he would break left, and there seemed to be a breakdown in that route right there.
Well, Seahawks has been around a long time, and we know that this is only his 2nd start, but still, you've got a quarterback that knows how to run an NFL offense. It's obvious there he did not understand what the receiver is going to do on that given play.
So once again, Mike Saxon into punt on 4th and 4, and Kelvin Martin back deep at the 12. And a fair catch by Martin at the 17. 8:33 left in the half. Still no score from the Kingdom. Beautiful skyline. Seattle downtown area, highlighted by the world-famous Space Needle, but nothing much at all to cheer about so far inside the Kingdom, as the Seahawks begin again with Chris Warren on the 1st and 10 call. Ball started at the 17, gain of 3, brought down by Brent Williams. Let's go back out to Jim Lampley in New York.
Cleveland has taken a 14-0 lead over the red-hot Steelers. Back to Dan and Dan.
Warren again with a carry, and once again the New England defense stopped him cold, and this has really got to concern Tom Flores. They really thought they'd be able to move the ball with Chris Warren, and they're not doing it. And you mentioned, Dan, Meyer's going to have to throw the ball downfield. Well,
as a defensive line, we had to earn the run, the right to rush the passer by stopping the run. Well, it looks like New England knows exactly what Seattle wants to do: clog the running game up and then blitz Meyer on 3rd down. They can't get in those predictable positions. Watch for another blitz from the outside here.
Seattle 1 for 6 on 3rd down conversions today. Myers throwing to the right side, and just over the outstretched hands of John L. Williams. Maybe a catchable ball for John L., but certainly would have been much easier to handle had it been on the numbers. And the Boo Birds are out at the Kingdome.
Well, again, against an 8-man front, you're going to have to throw the ball behind them in the middle of the field and get them back off. They haven't done it yet. Until they do, they're going to have a hard time getting this kind of game plan going.
Well, Rick Tootin last year had the 3rd highest NFL total in history. He punted the ball 108 times. If the offense continues on this pace, he may approach that. This is a booming punt.
Darn Tootin.
By Tootin. All the way back at the 25 is Troy Brown, and he is swarmed over by Dean Wells, the rookie out of Kentucky. 53-yard punt. No return. Well, Seattle Seahawks fans are really thought of as some of the best in the NFL, but this game, the first time in 15 years that a home game has been blacked out. If you're not in the Kingdome in Seattle, you're listening to it on the radio. Scott Seakule's downfield, and what a play by Robert Blackman.
Love it. The defensive backs have got to be just amazing. It's unbelievable. You'll see Blackman come from his safety position and just lay up, bat the ball away. Now, Secules is trying for too big a bite here, Dan. You can't do that. You've got to go ahead and take a little nip.
Blackman either. Spectacular INT for the 4th-year man out of Baylor. And Seattle operating again on 1st and 10. This one complete to Brian Blades on the right side. And that has been one of the few times in the last several minutes that the Seahawks fans have had something to cheer about. Gain of 17 for Blades.
A lot of times it takes a big play by the defense or the special teams to get the offense in gear. Looks like they've got it going now.
What an interception by Blackman.
Amazing.
Oh. 6.5 minutes left in the first half. No score. Seattle trying to take advantage of the interception, and this is Warren, and they have stacked him up all day so far. Tim Goh, the nose tackle, in there among a host of Patriots, including John Washington.
Well, the New England defense has to rise to the challenge here. They've done a great job all day, and they've been put in some bad positions. Tim Goh there, the nose tackle, is probably the guy that you look to as a leader on that front 7, Danny.
And the Patriots, Dan, not effective at all so far against the rush. 27th in that category in the NFL so far this year. 2nd down and 8. Meyer feeling the blitz, and he gets it off to John L. Williams, who's going to make him pay. Inside the 20, down to the 18.
When you blitz from the outside, you're going to have to get your linebackers to jump on those running backs. Looks like somebody blew a coverage. Brown blitzes. The right corner. Hurst blitzes, and no one is at home. Great read by Rick Meyer. That is called a side-adjust read, and that's something that Tom Floyd says once he learns this, Meyer will be one of the real, true great quarterbacks in the league. 1st and 10
inside the Patriots 20. And Warren again nowhere. Vincent Brown, the leading tackler for the Patriots, made the stop.
Well, you know, Seattle has been very effective down inside the 20, what everyone refers to as the red zone. You'll see they've scored 16 out of 17 times, and it's about split 8-8 on field goals and touchdowns, consequently.
And to follow that up, look what New England has allowed inside the 20. The last 11 have been touchdowns. They've scored on all 19 possessions. But Chris Warren won't score any if he continues to be wrapped up at the line of scrimmage like that. The crowd not happy with the play calling there at all. They've seen Warren stacked up at the line of scrimmage several times today.
Well, Meyer hit a couple of quick passes, but that's still not enough to get that defense back into a conventional front. Still got 8 guys on the line of scrimmage, and it's going to be head knocking until you get them back off.
Tom Flores, 2-14 in his first campaign last year. This is his 32nd year in the NFL, but he knows that in order to survive, you have to win more, and he'll definitely improve on the 2-14 because his team has won 3 already. But this is Meyer, who scrambles down to the 13-yard line. But to finish the thought on Tom Flores, 2-14 won't get it done this year. This is a much better Seattle team. He knows it. The local media knows it. And everything seemed to be in order with the 3 straight wins after the first 2 losses, but a dismal performance so far.
Well, I think last week was a big step backwards, and they really haven't done anything to get back up that step. You know, they lost a couple of close ones, 1-3, then the slide last week. Now, they're going to have to make it happen. New England's not giving it to them.
Well, this is John Casey lining up what could be his 8th straight field goal. This will be a 31-yard attempt. And the left-footed Casey splits the uprights from 30 yards out. And we are no longer scoreless in Seattle.
Working to be the best they can be.
Casey, we talked with Bill Parcells yesterday. He says, if you guys get a chance, time the hang time of John Casey, who's one of the better kickers in the NFL at getting hang time. In fact, I believe he's had some 4.7 and 4.8 kickoffs this season.
Well, you know, a lot of teams, they just want to kick you off out of the end zone and make you start on the 20. Not Seattle. They want to loft it up there and let their coverage team pin you inside the 20. Pretty different, and it's all possible because of his hang time.
Seattle over the New England Patriots, 3-0. 3:15 left, and another good hang time by Casey right at the goal line. Perfect. That's what they wanted as Ray Crittenden bounces off a pile and has some room along the right side. He is fast. Across the 40 and all the way up to the 45. So a perfect setup, it appeared, by Casey. And then Crittenden bounces off and returns it 44 yards up the right side. Let's go to our New York studios and Jim Lampley.
7 Cleveland in the second. Back to Dan in the Kingdome.
Here in Seattle, an excellent kickoff return by Ray Crittenden has put the New England Patriots in business at their own 45. Leonard Russell gets the first down call, but Ray Crittenden, the free agent rookie out of Virginia Tech, made the strategy backfire. The Casey Bates 1-2 special teams punch didn't have it on that one.
Well, you know, a lot of guys covering kicks, if they don't think they have a chance to make the tackle, they won't, you know, cover as hard. Everyone thinks they can get there. They got pinched inside, they bounced it outside and made a good return.
Russell again looking for first down yardage. He gets it inside the 45 of Seattle as the clock winds at 22:22 left in the first half.
Well, you know, we came into this game saying Seattle is looking for a big running game day. Well, guess what? New England has outrushed Seattle at this point, almost twice the yardage, and that's something that Parcells has to like. You run the ball, you control the clock, you control the other team.
Close to the 2-minute warning. Will New England get the playoff? Yes, but a flag has been thrown. Could be a free one for Seahawks. He finds Russell out in the backfield. He gets it down to about the 37. Terry Wooden and Rufus Porter on the stop for Seattle, but you get the feeling that if the Patriots don't score on this possession, Bill Parcells may lose it.
Vesuvius. Looks like offsides decline.
Seahawks will no doubt decline the penalty. That will give them the play. And the big gain of 6 yards.
Defense, offside, the right end, 5 yards, still first down. That's the 2-minute warning.
We are at the 2-minute warning. New England driving. They trail it 3-0. Well, Dan, the word is that Bill Parcells has been holding back from getting on the Patriot players too much this early in the season. Several of these players on the roster do, but I get the feeling that if they don't produce something here, we could see what you said, Mount Vesuvius erupt. And this is Leonard Russell with the 1st and 5 carry. And he'll get down to about the 37, maybe a gain of 2.
Well, the clock's running here at 1:44. This is one of the areas that, you know, you got a quarterback that's been around a long time, but you have to be in these situations to be efficient. You know, you can't stand around. You got to get back to the huddle. You got to get them at the line, and that's something a quarterback has to control and keep these plays going.
3 wideouts in on 2nd and 2. Seahawks fires and incomplete at the 26. It was intended for McMurtry. Dwayne Harper on the coverage. A reminder coming up at halftime, the Domino's halftime report. Jim Lampley and Mike Ditka with all the scores and highlights this week in the NFL. 1:24 left in the first half here at the Kingdome. Seattle with a 3-0 lead. New England driving. They're at the Seahawks 37-yard line. And 3rd down and 2, so an important 3rd down conversion for Parcells' club.
Watch for the pitch or play action here.
And there's the pitch. Russell along the right side. He's got 1st down yardage inside the 30, and they'll spot it all the way down to the 27. So a big play for Russell. Eugene Robinson and Dave McCluen ran him out of bounds, but Russell picks up the big 1st down. Minute 19 left. The Patriots with all 3 of their timeouts left.
Well, that's one of the smart things that Leonard Russell could do there. You know, the pitch is designed to get you to the 1st down and get out of bounds and stop the clock. In Phoenix, he got in the doghouse with Parcells. He caused a penalty after gaining a 1st down and then nullifying it with that penalty. And that's the kind of thing Parcells hates. Don't be stupid when you're on the field.
1st and 10. Seahawks showed the pass, but hands it off to Sam Gash. Nope. Check that. It was Kevin Turner, number 34, with the carry. 1:13 left. We'll be back. Should be a number 1 versus number 2 battle, and that guy right there knows all about Irish big games. But this is a big play for New England, and on 2nd and 9 from the 26. The pass complete to the tight end Ben Coates, but he is stopped cold in his tracks by Rod Stevens. And so that will be a short game, and Parcells is going to take one of his 3 timeouts.
It's going to be 3rd and 6. Still plenty of time if they can get that 1st down. Now, that time Coach came across the middle way too shallow to try to get to the 1st. I think it's important that they go ahead and get something out of this drive. You know, we talked about how they're not that effective down inside the red zone. Here, Coach got jammed and never really got any depth. Going to try to get in behind that line and get it upfield.
As you mentioned earlier, Dan, I don't think Bill Parcells has left it to anyone's imagination. Ben Coates is his favorite tight end, and that says a lot for Ben Coates, the 3rd-year man out of Livingstone College, because Marv Cook is on this team, and he is no longer the featured guy. Marv Cook is coming off 2 straight Pro Bowl appearances, and he had a year back in '91, just 2 years ago, where he made 82 catches. So Ben Coates being spoken of very highly by Bill Parcells.
Well, down here you'll see those soft zones. Those big bodies are real handy to throw to.
Well, a big body Sam Gash is now in the Patriot offensive set, but the pitch is to Kevin Turner, showing pass, halfback pass, and it is over the head of Michael Timpson. Robert Blackman on the coverage showed the pass a little bit too soon because it didn't fool us here in the booth.
Well, let me tell you something. I don't know if the fans have VCRs on in New England, but you might want to tape that. You don't see Bill Parcells do something like that often. You got to like it. I just think that, you know, once he gets more confidence in the offense, he'll do something a little bit more.
I think that maybe he's getting a little bit desperate. He's trying anything.
Oh, geez.
This is a 40-yard field goal attempt by Scott Sisson, make it 41. The hold is good. The kick is long enough, but it is wide.
The word snake bit might apply. They might need a picture of a snake on the helmet if these type of things keep happening to the Patriots.
Scott Sisson, whose longest field goal this year is just 32 yards, misses from 40 yards out. Once again, another scoring opportunity for New England falls apart. Scott Sisson, the rookie out of Georgia Tech, really one of the finest collegiate kickers to ever come out of Georgia Tech. Kicked 3 game-winning field goals in Georgia Tech's national championship year. He has seen the pressure and performed under it, but the Seattle Seahawks offense now getting the boos as they just want to count this one down with 35 seconds left.
Of course, a rookie quarterback is not going to drive your team 70-something yards in 30 seconds. I think the fans are being a little bit extreme on the call there.
Well, they haven't seen any offense in the first half, and I think they just want to feel that maybe Seattle should take a shot at least at a Hail Mary downfield, but that will not be the case. Low-scoring affair at the Kingdome, at least in the first half. Tom Flores' team trots off. Sure, he'll have something to say to the offense. The defense has done the job, but New England has not done the job on offense either. Halftime at the Kingdome, 3-0, Seattle leads it.
Hebert again, this time to Michael Haynes, a 9-yard TD, and you'll see the celebration by Hebert, who soars around the field. In 2 chances against his former teammates, he soared for 406 yards passing and 5 TDs in a little over 5 quarters of work. And I guess the lesson is, if you're going to let Bobby get away, don't let him get away to a team you're about to play twice.
Well, it's tough when he goes to a team in your division, then he comes back and haunts you like that. And he's played very well against them. But the whole thing about the Saints right now, and the thing we talked about earlier, and I said it right after the first couple wins, is I thought the big difference in the Saints team this year was their diversification on offense, the fact that they had a good running game and they were able to move the ball around different receivers. They've lost Brenner, who's a great tight end in my opinion, and a good blocking tight end. They don't seem to be able to run the ball as effectively anymore. They lost a couple good running backs. Therefore, their offense isn't very effective.
How quickly you can become a totally different team in this league. Meanwhile, a couple of other games early today. Houston finally shook off a challenge from Cincinnati. Moon and the Oilers winning 28-12 in the Astrodome. And Tampa Bay falls again, this time to Green Bay. Brett Favre with a big game, 4 touchdown passes to Sterling Sharp. We'll update you on the late scores in just a moment. Our NFL Live halftime activities continue from here, so stay with us.
Well, beautiful day in the surrounding Seattle area and the water sports, but not a very pretty game at all indoors. 3-0 Seahawks over the Patriots. The Blue Jays and Phillies featured more scoring last night. Let's go back to Jim Lampley in New York.
This is the Domino's Pizza NFL Live Halftime Report. Brought to you by Domino's Pizza, where you always get great pizza, plus something for nothing.
Welcome aboard. We'll send you back for more of Seattle's game against New England. But first, let's get up to date on scores of all the games that are taking place right now, including Pittsburgh and Cleveland, where the Browns took a 14-0 lead in the second quarter. Now the Steelers have come back on 2 Barry Foster touchdowns to tie it at 14 apiece. They're in the final minute of the first half. Phoenix against San Francisco, and the 49ers have gotten a touchdown pass to Jerry Rice, a touchdown run for Mark Logan. They lead 14-0 at halftime there. New England and Seattle, as you know, it is 3-0 Seahawks against the Patriots in what has evolved, Mike Ditka, into a tough defensive battle. Who do you like?
Well, it's a tough defensive battle, but right now it's a battle of 2 inept offenses right now. Neither of them are doing very much. They're playing Seattle very tough on defense, the Patriots, that is, because they're taking away the running game. They're not able to run the ball, and they're putting a lot of blitz. They came with a couple cornerback blitzes, and they got Meyer under a lot of pressure, and therefore they're not very effective. The other kid from Seattle, Sisson, he misses 2, from New England misses 2 field goals, or they're ahead in the football game. Bill's got them doing all the things he's got to do, except they can't put the points on the board.
All right. Meanwhile, the one other game being played right now finds another miserable performance for Jim Everett of the Los Angeles Rams. 2 of 9 for 12 yards and an interception in the first half. Detroit gets a field goal from Jason Hansen, leads 3-0 at halftime in that game. Earlier today, the New York Jets welcomed Buffalo to the Meadowlands. The Bills, relying on defense once again, pulled out a win. Jet killer Thurman Thomas was also big today, rushing for 117 yards. Pivotal play of the game, 7-6 Jets in the third. Boomer Esiason's pass picked off by Darryl Talley. Talley takes it all the way back 61 yards for the touchdown. Buffalo's first third-quarter score of the season. It gave them a 13-7 lead. They traded field goals from that point. It was 16-10 fourth as the Jets attempted a comeback. Esiason under pressure, and Bruce Smith makes a sensational play, diving to make the interception. Jets' 4th turnover of the game led to a field goal by Steve Christie, which clinched the victory at 19-10 for the Bills. Buffalo on the season, now 5-1 and playing very good football. Atlanta beats New Orleans 26-15. Before we go to that score, a comment from you, Mike, on the performance of the Buffalo Bills and their defense.
Well, the defense is playing great football, and the offense really had a hard time getting on track today, but they did everything they had to do to win. Again, you know, the Jets, they're probably the best 2-4 team in the league. I mean, they're really snake bit. The 2 turnovers you saw, if you saw the Smith interception earlier, unbelievable play by Smith. That interception by Talley was a pretty darn good play. It was a fake and a bootleg. He just stayed with the tight end and picked it off as he came out of there. Kid was under pressure. So they're making the plays they have to make. Right now, they got to be the best team. They got to be the favorite team in the AFC.
Bruce Smith instrumental in both plays. He pressured Esiason into the Talley.
They got to get big plays out of him, and they got to get big plays out of Cornelius, and they got him. You know, they got him today.
All right, let's take a look at the rest of the scores from earlier today. The Falcons beat the Saints 26-15. Another terrific performance for Bobby Hebert in relief of Billy Joe Tolliver, who was injured early. Cincinnati threatened Houston for a while. The Oilers get a good performance from Warren Moon and win that game 28-12. And we take a look at what happened in the Astrodome, where Moon hands to Lorenzo White, takes it up the middle for a 4-yard TD. This gave the Oilers the lead at 14-12 in the third quarter. Later, Houston capitalizes on a Cincinnati turnover. Moon finds Haywood Jeffries for the 11-yard touchdown that made it 21-12 Houston. The Oilers go on to the 28-12 win, and Moon in the game 24 of 34 for 253 yards and a couple of touchdowns. Once again, Green Bay against Tampa Bay earlier today, and the Packers got a lights-out performance from Favre and Sterling Sharp. 4 touchdown passes from Favre to Sharp as they win the game 37-14. We'll send you back to Seattle for the second half of the Patriots and the Seahawks right after these messages from your local station.
To the New England Patriots, the Seahawks with a 3-0 lead. It might as well be just a baseball score, Dan. The only scoring of the game, a 30-yard field goal by John Casey. New England had its opportunities, but Scott Sisson is 0 for 2 on field goal attempts.
Well, New England has really outplayed Seattle this far in the game, but their offense has killed itself with a couple of interceptions and a couple of missed field goals.
And that takes us to the Coors Light halftime stats, and this is pretty ugly if you're the offensive coordinators for the Seahawks and the Patriots.
Well, the big thing is the 2 interceptions there by Scott Secules. The point is Seattle wanted to run the ball all day, but they haven't done anything as far as rushing. You see New England, on the other hand, doubling Seattle's rushing totals.
Well, we mentioned the scoring opportunities that have gotten away from New England. Scott Sisson has missed a 48-yard field goal, and late in the first half, a 41-yarder was no good, so he is 0 for 2. As we get set for the second half kickoff, Casey will, in fact, it'll be Sisson kicking off for Michael Bates and John Vaughn. They stand deep in their own end zone. 3-0 Seattle.
If they kick it to Bates, it's going to be a lot of fun watching him, Danny.
And an excellent kickoff by Sisson, but they will come out with it. And John Vaughn, the former Patriot, is wrapped up and made the stop. So John Vaughn, who was acquired in the trade with New England for the number 6 pick, gets brought down at the 10-yard line. The quarterback comparisons, the 2 interceptions for Secules loom larger.
Now, nobody's going to the Hall of Fame on these numbers, but the point is, you know, you've got to do something to open up the running game. If they're going to clog the line like New England is to Seattle, Myers got to make something happen downfield.
And he'll start off deep in his own territory. Looking downfield over the middle, he has the tight end Paul Green, who makes his first reception of the game, and Vincent Brown there to meet him.
Great coverage by New England. A lot of the problems that they're having getting the ball downfield is Meyer is being forced into throwing it to the dump. You know, that little here a dink, there a dink offense doesn't go anywhere if you got receivers that are covered.
Well, it looks like perhaps that Parcells' defense is forcing Meyer to throw the ball, but talked to Tom Flores yesterday, and he says that he's not all sure that his offensive line can provide the protection that Meyer needs, as Warren gets the second down call.
Well, maybe not against the Raiders, but, you know, New England doesn't have that great a pass rush. I just feel like you're seeing an offense that's trying to establish itself, and they haven't done anything yet they can hang their hat on. And until they do, either rush the ball or pass the ball, they're going to struggle like this. But one thing about Meyer, and, you know, of course, talking with Tom Flores, he says, you know, it's great being around a young guy because every week he learns so much, he gains so much in confidence. You know, I keep expecting him to really open up this game here with a couple of big tosses.
See if Meyer puts it in the air on 3rd and 3. Play action. Meyer's pass complete, and that'll be good for the first down. Kelvin Martin made the reception, and he's got Seattle up to about the 27. Actually, it was Brian Blades who made the reception, and Todd Collins made the tackle.
Well, it looks like Rick Meyer is almost to the point where he is looking at Brian Blades on every situation where he has to have a catch. And that's a vote of confidence to Brian Blades. The receivers love it when a quarterback starts looking for you.
1st and 10 at the 27. Meyer to throw on 1st down. And this time it's over the hands of Brian Blades, incomplete. Throwing just a bit high. Darrell ran the left corner in on the coverage. Meyer got it up just a tad that time.
Last week, Meyer threw 3 interceptions, and most of the problem was the fact that Detroit intimidated him with the pass rush. New England doing a pretty good job of bringing people from the corner most of the afternoon, getting him into a position where he is throwing off his back foot. When Meyer can step up and throw it, he's got a great arm. Off his back one, not so good.
3 touchdown passes and now 8 interceptions on the year for Meyer. Play clock down to 1. They get the play off. And here comes the blitz again on Meyer, and this time he just gets rid of it. It was intended for John L. Williams, but this time it was Corwin Brown, the strong safety, who came in from the outside.
Corwin Brown does a great job of just disguising it, getting up on the line, backing off, getting up, backing off, and then coming. Now, most quarterbacks, this would be a sack, but Meyer senses it. Now, that's a sense that a lot of quarterbacks don't have. I don't think McMahon has any sense at all. And, you know, I saw him stand there and take a beating time after time. Meyer has it sense and gets out of the pocket. Now it's only an incompletion.
3rd down and 10. Patriots showing blitz again, and here they come, and Meyer once again is hurried. That'll bring up 4th down in the punting unit for Seattle, and the Boo Birds out once again at the Kingdome. Intended for Brian Blades, but there was never a chance. Renee Thompson, but blitzing left corner this time, and Parcells is just changing guys. He's sending different corners in, and he told us he would have something special planned for Meyer.
Well, it's not really anything special, Dan. A young quarterback, you've got to put him in bad situations with pressure. They're doing it by bringing the guys off the corner.
I don't think I've ever seen different corners come in so often, though. Rick Tootin to punt, and he has hit a beauty, overturning spiral. And that sends Troy Brown back to the 21, but it's an excellent return. He gets it all the way back up to the 35. But a flag has been thrown on the other side of the field at the 30-yard line. A 52-yard punt. It was a 15-yard return by Brown.
In the last play, Bates was in coverage there. And again, Bates, after the big plays he's made thus far in the season, a lot of folks are going to focus in on him. He's getting a little frustrated and got into a little bit of a fight.
The kicking team member ran out of bounds, was hit out of bounds by number 43. That's unsportsmanlike conduct. Will march 15 yards. From the end of the kick, it'll be 1st down.
We just had a call on number 43 from New England. Now, he's working right against Bates. You'll see Bates there. Bates has been forced out of bounds. He knows he cannot go down and down the ball. Lulls him to sleep, then takes off again. Now, when you're a great corner, now that's a shot there from Ray in the back. Now, if you're a great cover guy, you're going to face that week after week.
That was Vernon Lewis and Michael Bates. We'll be right back. Back at the Kingdome, the Patriots starting from their own 20 on 1st and 10. Kevin Turner got the carry. Natu Tuatagaloa, along with Cortez Kennedy, made the stop. But after all the haggling among the referees, Vernon Lewis and Michael Bates involved in the scuffle. Lewis, we presume, picked up the unsportsmanlike conduct because the return had come out to about the 35, and they moved it back to the 20.
That's the first penalty of the day on New England. And, you know, in weeks past, they've done an awful lot of things to shoot themselves in the foot. That's one of the first ones they've done as far as penalties.
Turner again on 2nd and 5. And a second-year Alabama running back shows his speed, turning the corner before he's run out of bounds by Eugene Robinson and Terry Wooden. So we haven't seen a lot of Sam Gash. He's been in the formation just once or twice today. And Kevin Turner picking up the rushes and once in a while coming out of the backfield.
Well, you know, here's a guy that they have an awful lot of confidence in as far as picking up blitzes and catching the ball. You know, a lot of running backs and fullbacks you know they can run the ball, otherwise they wouldn't be here. But what Turner does so well is pick up on the blitz and get outside and make some yardage.
Turner just 10 carries in his rookie year last year. This time play action. Seahawks looking downfield and for once has some time. Loops it over the defense. Flag on the play. The pass was complete to Marv Cook. Patrick Hunter made the stop, but we'll see what the referee Larry Demers has to say.
It looks like it's going to be against New England. Rufus Porter has been shaking his arms up and down.
Pass interference. Number 85 offense. 10 yards. Repeat first down.
So Marv Cook gets nailed with the offensive interference call.
Well, he pushed off on Rufus Porter. Porter had him covered pretty well. Cook, like a center would in basketball, just kind of pushes off and goes for the ball.
So just that quickly, that nullifies a 16-yard gain from Seahawks to Cook. And once again, the Patriots shoot themselves in the foot.
Well, you know, what did Parcells say? It's a shame what this team does to itself. And you know, those are things that are correctable. First-year coaches, they have to basically keep the players they have intact. Although 29 new players, you still have to keep those core guys, and you either find out who can make the smart moves or the dummies, and you got to get rid of them.
First and 20. Seahawks looking for Marv Cook again, finds him, but only a gain of about 3 yards as Eugene Robinson, the all-pro free safety, was there to meet the big tight end Marv Cook. And once again, Seahawks feeling the pressure.
Well, for the most part, they've done a good job on Cortez Kennedy, 96. But here, you'll see him running a little bit of a game. Cortez just collapses the pocket back into the lap of Seahawks. It's not going to be very easy to get the ball down the field when you've got 300 pounds in your lap.
Seahawks needs a bunch. The pass once again caught by Marv Cook, but it was 2nd down and 16, so that'll be 3rd down and long.
For the most part, the offensive line of New England has done a pretty fair job of protecting him. All the pressure is coming on a stunt or a blitz from the outside. Now, that one interception by Blackman is really not that big of a problem for Seahawks. He can't let that worry with him. He makes a good throw. Blackman makes an amazing play. So really, he's only thrown one bad ball up to this point.
3 wideouts for Seahawks. 3rd and 10. And he's got Coates. But Coates will be well short of the 1st down. He was brought down at the 39 by Eugene Robinson. And New England will punt. And there is a injured Patriot down.
It looks like Coates.
It could be Coates. It is. Marv Cook has picked up the last couple of receptions. But Ben Coates, the favorite target, is down.
Again, the corner blitz, as far as getting the pressure, that time Raphael Robinson chopping Coates down. And, you know, when you do that, you know, it's a very effective way for a smaller DB to get a big guy down. Man, those knees take a pounding.
Parcells shaking his head. Nothing going right so far. Well, Ben Coates, the big tight end, apparently fine after making his way off the field under his own power. So we should see him again when New England gets on offense. But right now, Mike Saxon is back once again to punt it away for New England. 3-0 Seattle. 9:33 left in the 3rd. Kelvin Martin back deep for Seattle. Stands in his tracks at the 17. And he'll get no further than about the 23. Well, next Sunday, NBC Sports presents more great NFL action beginning at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time with NFL Live. And most of you will see this New England Patriot team battle the Indianapolis Colts. Others will see the Seahawks collide with their AFC West rivals, the Denver Broncos, or the Chiefs and the Dolphins. Check your local listings for the game and time in your area. That was a 44-yard punt by Saxon, 6-yard return by Kelvin Martin. So the Seahawks will try to get something going from their own 24. Meyer to throw on 1st down. Across the middle, has a man open. It's Farrell Edmonds who makes his first reception of the game. The 6th-year player out of Maryland who came over from Miami as an unrestricted free agent. Gain of 11 for Farrell Edmonds.
Farrell Edmonds is a guy that won't catch an awful lot of passes, but he'll be a big plus blocking. That time, Farrell just found a seam in that soft zone, getting the first.
Now the trick for Seattle will be to keep the drive going. Paul Green, the tight end in the set, in motion, play action. Meyer across the middle, once again going for Farrell Edmonds. Incomplete. Corwin Brown, who is making a name for himself around the league as a big hitter, was able to pop it loose.
Corwin Brown is a guy that, you know, he's been one of the guys in the league that has been fined for taking a shot at a receiver with his head. I personally don't think it was a bad shot. Here you'll see him just use his skills in coverage. Just waiting till the ball gets there, then stripping it out.
That was just simply a fine defensive play by the 4th-round draft pick out of Michigan. 2nd down and 10 from the 36. And this is John L. Williams who finds an opening, and he'll be close to the first down. Harlan Barnett brought him down. He needed to get to about the 46-yard line for the first down. He gained 9.
Sometimes you forget about John L. Williams running the football. We all know what the fullback means to this offense over the years as far as catching the ball and doing a lot of different things. But that time, a little quick gut play. They double down on the nose, led up inside there, springs him for a good gain.
Just short of the first down, so it'll be 3rd down and short about a foot. Meyer shows play to the left, rolls to his right, and it was intended for John L. Williams, who felt he got pushed, and the crowd does as well. And it was Vincent Brown who was very close in the shoulder pads of the veteran Williams.
Taking a look here, Meyer, knowing that a lot of times that pressure is going to come from someplace, will roll into it. That time, looks like, no, it doesn't look like it was pushed to me. I really feel like, Danny, that was just a little bit too much of a lead by Meyer.
So here we go. Familiar situation. Seahawks in punt formation. This will be the 6th of the day for Rick Tootin, who comes up and now is right behind the center. Now the referees have stopped play. And what was up Tom Flores' sleeve? They didn't get the play off. So a little razzle-dazzle there, but you got to get it off within the
Well, I don't
play
think
clock.
they really expected Tootin to take the ball and do something with it. I think they were just trying to get the defense to jump off sides. The clock ran out before they really had a chance to put it on the line.
Well, it was 4th down and very short. And I don't think that New England was too fooled by it, since it was such a short yardage on the 4th down.
Well, what the coach is saying, don't jump off sides. No matter what happens, don't give it to them. Don't jump off sides. You'll be amazed how many guys will do something silly like that. You'll see here in the center of your screen, the quarterback coming up behind the center. Now, those are linebackers up there in those gaps, and they're not used to being on the line of scrimmage. It would be easy to get them to jump off. There they call timeout.
So after all of that, it'll be 4th down and 1. Short. About a foot, and Tootin will drop back into punt formation again. Troy Brown stands at his own 10. He'll await another one. Waving for the fair catch, and he'll make the reception at the 14. Penalty marker all the way back on the other side of the field at the 48. 41-yard punt by Tootin. And it'll be against the Seahawks.
Ineligible receiver downfield on the kicking team, number 50, 5 yards, repeat 4th down.
Anthony Davis, the ineligible man downfield for Seattle. Tootin will give it another shot. 7:45 left in the third quarter, and there's been quite a few NFL games so far this season, Dan Hampton, but this one really would be, we have to be honest here, we have to qualify as one of the ugliest.
Well, we talked with Bill Parcells yesterday, and if a player does something wrong that's really, really bad, he'll say, hey, it's easy. I'll find him a game check. Well, I don't know if everybody on the field might ought to be fined a game check today. It's been pretty ugly.
Tootin again to punt. This time not nearly as good one, and Brown will have a chance at it. He'll bring it up to the 34-yard line. Tracy Johnson, the special teams tackle for Seattle.
Yeah. 35-yard punt, 8-yard return. Michael Bates. Well, you're seeing a young man get very frustrated. Here the rookie taking a double team, a smash in the mouth wherever he goes. Finally, he says, I've had enough of this. We'll be right back. Kingdome crowd wants the Seahawks to get something going offensively. 1st and 10 from the 33. As Seahawks hands it off to Leonard Russell. Terry Wooden made the stop. Rick Tootin, a busy man, the punter for Seattle today, and I guess blowing off a little bit of steam here as he runs downfield on the punt. Well, I like this. You know, most punters sit there and watch where the ball goes and just kind of hangs around as a safety. Here, Tootin goes downfield wanting to make a tackle, and with arms like that. Look at these things. Now, this guy's been in there pumping some. He wants to slap somebody. Rod Smith took the abuse from Tootin. Seahawks pass deflected and into the arms of Rod Stevens, but a flag has been thrown into the hands, actually, of Tua Tagovailoa. It was intended for Leonard Russell. Deflected by Stevens. But we'll wait to see if that is nullified. Well, once they sort this out, I know one guy, if it doesn't go Seattle's way, is going to be awfully disappointed. And that's Tua Tagovailoa. Here's a young man that has really gotten his chance this year. He's making some big plays for the Seahawks defense, and that time one of the biggest plays you can make as a defensive lineman, a pick. Now they're still sorting it out. We don't know exactly how it's going to fall, but Tua Tagovailoa playing the right defensive end position, and on nickel going down inside. He's a guy that's only going to get better, and I tell you what, he's made some impactful plays already. Not to Tua Tagovailoa. It would be his first NFL reception of his career. But it's well, I played 12 years and never even got close to a football in the air. That's a great play for DL. Tua Tagovailoa, the former Bengal, he practiced against Anthony Munoz and said it made him a much better defensive lineman now in his 5th year out of Cal. Now starting.
Defensive pass interference on the defensive back prior to the ball being tipped. First down.
Tua Tagovailoa's interception is wiped out. It looks like a call against a defensive back banging on a receiver. We may not get it here, but here it was. I think what they're going to do is call Rod Stevens as coming over the back and causing the interference before the interception. Pretty good play by Stevens, but a little bit early. Well, they call it all right, so Stevens, looking for the big play defensively, has given New England new life. 1st and 10 from its own 47. We'll keep it on the ground to Turner. And no gain as Stevens this time makes the stop. Well, that last play, they got into a pro set where the backs are side by side, 2 tight ends. You know, that's been around a long time. You're not going to fool a lot of people. All you can do is run a real quick lead, one side or the other. Seattle all over that like a cheap suit. No gain, 2nd and 10. Seahawks dumps it over the middle to Kevin Turner, and he'll pick up 1st down yardage for New England inside Seattle territory. 13-yard gain for Turner. Well, they got into an identical pro set that time and threw the ball to the back, slipping up inside. A lot of times you'll have an offensive coordinator like Ray Perkins run a play to set up a play. That was exactly what they were doing. The dummy run on first, and then the big play out of the same set on second.
Seahawks, the 2 interceptions earlier. He has 5 for the season, and they can ill afford to make another mistake here driving. Here is the reverse. The pitch back to Seahawks, and the pass to the left side to Leonard Russell. So McMurtry engineering the flea flicker back to Seahawks, and a 17-yard gain. So once again, we see Bill Parcells' bag of tricks.
Hey, I played against this Giant team many, many times, and let me tell you something. It was, hey, line up and get slapped or slap somebody, and I tell you what, he's got the razzle-dazzle machine out today. He's got a big bag of tricks.
I'm having a hard time remembering if these plays were run with the Giants. I don't recall that you played against those Giants teams. This is Leonard Russell. Leonard Russell inside the 15, down to the 13.
Again, running right at Tua Tagovailoa and Cortez Kennedy. Kennedy facing an awful lot of double teams this year, getting frustrated. A lot of times when you get frustrated, you get up a little high, you give up a little quick. Cortez, one of the true great linemen, has to play every down still.
Well, Dan, last week the Boston Herald gave Bill Parcells an F grade, calling his coaching too predictable.
He's reading his press clippings, obviously.
It'll be interesting to see his grade this week. 2nd and short. This is Corey Kroom, the rookie out of Ball State, with his first carry of the game. Did he get the first down?
Almost a great play by Jeff Bryant, the old pro.
There's Bill. We joked about his F grade by the Boston Herald this week. He says, hey, I'll take my shots.
Well, you know, I don't know. Maybe he's scared of losing a game check. He wants to make sure he goes up in the scale. Maybe gets a B- for his play calling this week.
Oh. Here come the chains to see if Corey Kroom got the first down.
The last play, Jeff Bryant knifed inside the right tackle. Harlow hitting the back in the backfield, disrupting the play. Now, you know, it's going to be 3rd and short because Jeff Bryant, still one of the old pros in the league, a 12-year vet, still can make a play.
Scott Sisson is 0 for 2 in field goal attempts. I would have to believe that Parcells would like a touchdown out of this drive.
Well, it's trick or treat. You don't know what you're going to get. It's inside the 15. They need to pick it up there.
The Kingdome crowd brings up the noise level. And this is Turner. Joe Nash made the stop.
Well, the guy who I talked with yesterday said his father's recovering from surgery. We want to wish him the best. But here is a guy that has been one of the true dominant nose tackles in the league for many years, still making a play. Bryant makes a play on 2nd down. Now Nash makes a play on 3rd down. Still can make it when they got to. And I tell you what, that's one thing that Seahawks have always had, is a dominant defensive front, and even these old hands can still make a play here and there.
Chain gang out once again to see if the Patriots picked it up, and they will be short, and that'll bring up 4th and short, and decision time for Bill Parcells.
He's going for it. Bill Parcells is one of the coaches that is not scared of going for it. I don't know, I think they are something like 4 out of 7 times this year, but they have went for it an awful lot, more than most any other team. And this is how you get confidence in an offensive line.
And this is the play of the game so far. You can see Bill Parcells looking at it as offense. Get the first down, boys.
Remember, 3-0. He could tie it, but he's going for a victory. Just trying to decoy.
Play clock expired. And you're right, it was a decoy all the way, it looked like, and that seemed to be the indication from Parcells, who said, nice try, we gave it a shot, and Sisson has come out onto the field. Is it going to work? Is it going to work? No. Scott Sisson, get out there.
Get out there and get the ball through the uprights. You've had 2 shots. Now it's time to stand up and make this, get the game tied and give the offense new life.
He's missed from 48. He's missed from 41. This will be from 37. And it is good. So the third time is a charm for Scott Sisson, and it has tied this one up at 3 apiece. Well, could this game come down to another field goal game winner? Well, it was in the first loss to Seattle earlier this year. This game into overtime, the previous game between the Patriots and the Seahawks. Scott Sisson missed it, but he has just connected on a 36-yard field goal. He's 1 for 3 today, and will be kicking off to Michael Bates and John Vaughn, who are once again deep for Seattle. 3:11 left in the third. And we'll see if Michael Bates, the Olympic 200-yard bronze medalist, 200-meter bronze medalist, will get a chance. They kick it away from him and once again kick it toward Vaughn. And that'll bring it out to the 20. Well, there's been a lot of talk this season of the new logo for the New England Patriots. A lot of positive remarks made about it. Some negative remarks made about it. But, you know, if you look very closely, Dan Hampton, it seems to be... I hear some music in the background.
Could it be?
Elvis.
Thank you very much. I don't know. It looks like it to me.
We took a shot at this. I wasn't so sure, but the more I look at it, the more it does resemble the King.
Well, the King is playing. You know, I mean, the King's here at the Kingdome. What else can you think when you look at that helmet in the Kingdome?
Yes.
Right at home.
There it is. Sideburns.
I think it is.
That is a Patriot with one mean sideburn. And that pretty much gets you thinking about Elvis. But, ladies and gentlemen, just some of the things we throw at you in a 3-3 ball game late in the third.
Thank you.
All right, back to football. Myers pass incomplete. 2nd down and 10 from the 20. Rick Meyer handing the ball off to John L. Williams. Short gain. I think it's time we sent it back to New York and visited Jim Lampley.
Down 21-17 Browns. Back to Dan.
A little more scoring out there in Cleveland. Here in the Kingdome, tied up at 3. Rick Meyer rolling to his right, tossing out, intended for Brian Blades, incomplete. Meyer took a shot from Vincent Brown. They got level.
Vincent Brown came from up inside and then chased him out of the pocket and then closed on him here. Now, I think, you know, school's out. Everybody knows after watching last week's game against Detroit, you've got to put pressure on Meyer and keep him from finding a receiver. You do that, you'll choke the offense. They've got to find a way to beat that.
4th and 7 from the 23. And Troy Brown awaits the punt of Rick Tootin. Sends another one deep. Brown from the 28. Gets a couple of blocks. And they'll spot it at about the 38. And that's where New England will begin. Dean Wells, the rookie, ran him out of bounds. 49-yard punt, 7-yard return. Tonight, a great night of television is coming your way on. That's coming up tonight on NBC. 1st and 10 from the 39 for the Patriots. They just tied it up. It's 3-3. And breaking into the clear is Kevin Turner. Finally brought down by Robert Blackman, but not before Turner picks up some huge yardage. 18-yard gain.
We talked about what Parcells did when he was at New York. You're seeing it today. Hey, he's going to sit in there, play defense, and pound away at you. Finally, Turner, who early in the game would be tackled there, a missed tackle there. The safety came ripping by. He didn't get him down. Now they're breaking those tackles, making big gainers. And this is Bill Parcells. Hey, I'm going to pound on you and make you crack.
We might see a little more Leonard Russell, but Kevin Turner has had some key gains in this game. And once again, he has the football on the 1st and down. And 10 carry picks up another 1st down, or very close to it. Dwayne Harper on the stop for Seattle.
Well, number 70, Michael Sinclair, who's a pass rushing defensive end, is playing left end. and he's not as proficient against the run, and it looks like that New England realizes that. Ray Perkins is saying, hey, we're going to run at this guy and see if he can play run.
Just short of the first down, about a foot. So that'll bring up second down and short. Sam Gash has entered the game for the Patriots. We're racking up some yards on the ground now. They feel the momentum. Good play action by Seahawks down the middle of the field, intended for Ray Crittenden, and he made the catch.
You know, you talk about getting a running game going. What does it do? Not only does it pound away at the defensive front, but it gives you a chance to sell the play action, and then you get a receiver that'll run a pattern hard. Hey, get him the ball. Reward him. Great defense, but that running game is what's selling that crossing pattern in the middle.
Crittenden, the rookie free agent out of Virginia Tech, played just 2 years of college ball. He was a soccer standout, 3-year starter for the soccer team. First down and goal to go for New England. And bowling his way down to about the 1-yard line is Leonard Russell as time winds down in the third.
Again, hey, textbook Parcells. They're just pounding away at him and seeing who's going to fall first.
And that is Leonard Russell slow in getting up, but that'll be the end of the third quarter. New England threatening again. It's tied up at 3. Right. Only scoring so far, the second quarter field goal by John Casey, a 30-yarder. The third quarter field goal by Scott Sisson. But Bill Parcells and the Patriots have the ball at the 2-yard line, second and goal, and could be very close to the first touchdown of the game. As we begin the fourth quarter, this current drive you see there.
I think you have to dance with who brung it, and that's something that Parcells believes in. Getting in an eye, 2 tight end, wing tight, watch him just try to root.
Sam Gash and Kevin Turner, the running backs. And the pitch is to Leonard Russell. Touchdown.
Got a penalty flag down.
Flag is down at the 3. And it's against New England. The touchdown will be brought back.
It's going to be holding against one of the offensive linemen.
Offense, number 65. 10 yards, repeat second down.
Mike Arthur, the center, more than likely he will be lined up on Cortez Kennedy right in the center of your screen, trying to overblock out on Joe Nash. Just basically tackles him, and that's a shame for New England because I don't know if Nash could have been a factor on that play. That is doing something dumb. Player would not have been a factor. Don't do something to cost your team a touch.
Self-destruction, at least so far, seeming imminent here. Second and 12. Second and goal from the 12. Driving his way in is Russell. Gain of about 4. Porter and Eugene Robinson, pair of Seahawks, bringing him down. So third and goal from the 8.
Well, I think at any given time, you have to have confidence in your passing game. The running game is what put New England in position to score. I think now you have to ask the quarterback to hit somebody in the end zone.
Seahawks buying some time and finally will just toss it away behind the end zone as he took a shot as he went out of bounds. Dean Wells pressuring Seahawks, and that will bring out Scott Sisson. So they had it all the way down to the 2. Thought they might be in for a touchdown. A penalty brought that back, and now here comes Scott Sisson for a field goal.
Well, Parcells says, hey, I know we're going to get 3, but we should have had 7. 1, he's telling Arthur right there, number 65, hey, that guy wouldn't have made the play. Leave him alone. You can see him saying, don't.
25-yard attempt by Sisson. He's got it. So at least the Patriots come up with 3 points. They wanted the touchdown, though. Back back inside the Kingdome. It's turned into a battle of who has the stronger leg. Right now, Scott Sisson of New England has had more opportunities. 2 for 4 on field goals as the Patriots have a 6-3 lead. And John Casey's 30-yard field goal, the only offense so far for Seattle with 14:03 left. Michael Bates and John Vaughn back deep for the Seahawks. And Vaughn chases it back over his shoulder and decides to down it in the end zone, so Seattle will begin from the 20.
Well, this is a point in the season where you're going to have to see who will stand up and be counted. Floyd's had his team going in the right direction. A couple of close losses, 3 wins, and then a big step backwards. Now, what happened last week is happening again today. Opposing defenses are blitzing Meyer and shutting down the running game. How do you beat it? You're going to have your offensive line try a little bit harder, get out, get some help on those blitzers, and let Meyer side adjust and hit some big plays in the middle of the field.
Meyer throwing across the middle, and it's complete to Paul Green.
That is what you have to do as a young quarterback. If you don't, you're going to need an insurance policy, because defenses will not respect you until you beat them in the middle of the field on side adjustments. And, you know, talking with him yesterday, Dan, he said, hey, I feel like I'm getting better at it. It's something that is very close. He's going to have to do it here in the 4th quarter to beat New England.
19-yard pickup for Green, 1st and 10 from the 40. Green in motion to the far side. Meyer going left and has Kelvin Martin for another 1st down inside Patriot territory to the 48.
And Kelvin Martin says, hey, come on, let's get excited about this. We're going to win. We need some help. And what I'm talking about when I say side adjust, if you're a receiver and you have a defensive man on you and he blitzes, you go to a certain area and get open and get ready for the ball to come in a hurry. It's not that hard, but it takes timing, and Rick Meyer is showing he's getting it.
Crowd quickly quieting down as John L. Williams gets the call. But, you know, I think Seattle, Dan, is really a team in search of leadership. It was almost as if Kelvin Martin was looking for it. Nobody else on this team has really given us the lead we need. Rick Meyer, as told to us by Tom Flores yesterday, really not ready to take over a leadership role in just his rookie year.
Well, you know, I think leaders are made. You don't designate them. They make themselves leader by doing something on the field. And, you know, really, Ray Donaldson is a guy they think is a leader. He's just been here, you know, for 6 games. They've got to have some other guys stand up.
2nd and 7. Meyer to throw, feeling the pressure, and right in the hands of Harlan Barnett, who has a lot of room. They're going to spot him out of bounds at about the 20.
Great play by Harlan Barnett, jumping on the receiver. We talked about side adjust. That is, when your guy blitzes, you go to a certain spot. Well, the defense knows, hey, they're going to side adjust. Here you'll see the blitz coming off the left side. Singleton. That time, the tight end curls up right in behind where the linebacker came from. Harlan jumps on his man, makes a great play. And I tell you, that is great defensive anticipation. New England is really giving Seattle fits.
Rick Meyer would love to have that one back. I don't really think he saw Barnett, although Barnett was right in front of Farrell Edmonds. That's who Meyer wanted, but all of a sudden the Patriots with a 6-3 lead right now inside the 20 of Seattle. Play action for Seahawks. Rolling to his right, picks up a couple, dragged out of bounds very aggressively by Terry Wooden. But Rick Meyer, he had the rough afternoon last week against Detroit, throwing the 3 interceptions, and another costly one there with 11:55 left.
Well, again, you think about what New England has done. They have pounded away as a defensive front and created Meyer into a position where he's trying to make something happen. That time it was all bad.
2nd and 7. This is Turner. Short of the 1st down, but picks up a couple. Dwayne Harper and Vitez in on the stop. Vitez has, I would say, Dan, picked up his play since the early going. He's been much more active as this game has progressed.
Well, much like Bates, the the young receiver who is great at covering. Well, Kennedy is great at tackling people. Well, they're going to put two people, sometimes three people on you. And just like you see Bates getting frustrated, Kennedy has faced this for 4 years. He's getting a little frustrated. He needs to stay at his knitting.
3 wideouts on 3rd and 3. The draw to Russell. They're going to spot him at the 9 as Harper and Robinson ran him out.
Oh, my. That is an incredible spot for New England. I can't see any way Russell would have gotten over the 10.
Yeah, I was going to say even at the 10.5 at least.
Well, you see Eugene Robinson getting down there to get a little speck on it.
And here come the chains, and the Seattle crowd here very aware of exactly what is happening with a questionable spot here on the 9.
Well, let's just say it goes to 4th down. If they don't get it, look for, well, they've got it. I would have said Mark Parcells would have went for that.
First down.
You'll see Steve right there inside the 10 with his right foot. If we could get a look at that a little bit more, I tell you, very, very generous spot.
That could be the difference between a 1st and goal and a...
It could be the difference between a W and an L.
Exactly.
The game of inches, everybody hears the old cliche. Well, let me tell you something. It's true.
Kingdom crowd especially noisy on 1st and goal from the 9. The pitch to Russell. He'll get down to the 6. Jeff Bryant was there to meet him.
Talked about at the other end of the field a few minutes ago, Jeff Bryant making a big play. Well, again, number 77, Jeff Bryant, makes another outstanding play. On the left of your screen, number 77, working head up on Pat Harlow. Here you see him just stretch it down the line and make a great tackle by just laying out. You know, you can think when a defensive lineman gets 10 years in the league, he's not going to be that effective. Well, those two guys right there, 77 and 72, Joe Nash, Jeff Bryant, can still play the run as well as they ever did.
Both 12-year veterans trying to stop him on a 2nd and goal. This is Russell. And he's inside the 5. Rod Stevens, the 5th-year player out of Georgia Tech that time, well, making the stop.
You got to think Seattle's defense wants to come up with a play on the ball here. They know that their offense has struggled the entire game. If they give up a score here, it could be over. Watch for them trying to strip this ball. Look for New England, go ahead and try to punch it in. They believe they have confidence in their game. They're going to try to rush the ball into the end zone. Look for Seattle to try to create a turnover.
Call it the 1.5-yard line. 3rd and goal. Play action to Turner in the end zone. Ben Coates. They're saying he didn't control it.
Another gutsy call by Parcells. You know, if you got a quarterback that's played for 5 years that knows exactly where to put that ball, you call that. But, you know, that's amazing to see Bill Parcells be this creative and wide open on offense. You'd think that he'd just try to give it to somebody and let him fall in the end zone. Here, a touch pattern over the outside to Coates. And now, let me tell you, he loves Ben Coates. No offense to Marv Cook or any other tight end. He just feels like he has a great player. Wants him to make great plays. Oh, so close on that one.
That's 6'5", 245 pounds, outstretched, trying to make the catch. Couldn't hold on, so here's Sisson. A short chip shot, which is good. So another field goal for the Patriots and Scott Sisson, and that'll up the lead to now 9-3. Well, the tight end Ben Coates unable to come up with a touchdown grab from Scott Seacule, so they settle for the field goal. A 19-yard chip shot by Scott Sisson. They take a 9-3 lead, but just a moment ago we saw Bill Parcells arguing with the officials, perhaps thinking that Ben Coates was not given the opportunity to get off the line of scrimmage.
Well, I tell you, it shocked me. It was a great pass, almost a great catch. I'm shocked Parcells called.
Sisson's kick taken by Michael Bates, and we get a chance to see the Olympic sprinter. Flag flies in from midfield as Bates brings it out to about the 17.
Well, you know, a young team like New England that is really trying to find its identity, their special teams have been pretty good this year. Had a block kick. the last 2 weeks, one on punt, one on field goal. But other than that, they've done a pretty good job here today against a great special teams unit.
Holding number 50 of the receiving team during the run back will go half the distance to the goal from the end of the run. First down, Seattle.
Okay.
So with 8:57 left, Tom Flores' team finds itself down 9-3, and I think what also made Bill Parcells upset was the fact that it's just 9-3, a touchdown and an extra point will win it for Seattle. But they'll begin from the 9. Meyer coming out throwing, and it's complete.
Well, that play there, they had a quick screen to the right. Before the screen could even set up, Meyer was under pressure. Now, they've got to do something to seal off those interior gaps and give Meyer a chance.
And the pass complete to Brian Blades, and Meyer taking a shot here. Was it late?
Well, you know, that's one of those points where you have to give the quarterback, you know, a chance to throw it, and the defensive player a chance to get him if he doesn't throw it. That's pretty close. 2nd and 7. Meyer chased to the right and almost picked off by Vincent Brown. I believe that Meyer was slipped as he cocked that and unloaded it, because it was intended for John L. Williams, but Vincent Brown had an excellent shot at the INT. Well, the New England defense has totally outplayed the Seattle offense, and they're making plays on the ball. I can't remember a game where the New England defense made so many plays at the ball. They've had their hands on the ball a lot today, and Rick Meyer has been hit an awful lot today.
Vincent Brown, one of the members of the Patriot defense, who has been very active today. 3rd and 7. Now for Seattle from the 12. Meyer with a quick drop this time and has Blades. It is complete, or is it? Yes.
Again, New England was crowding the line. Meyer, pardon me, takes the right decision. Run a quick square out for the first down. We're seeing they're studying, but it's all going to be side adjustment, instant reaction, and it takes time to learn.
7:48 left in the 4th quarter. 3 field goals by the Patriots have given them a 9-3 lead over Seattle. Edmonds and Green, the tight ends, in for Seattle. But Meyer chooses Kelvin Martin along the right side for the reception. Another flag on the play at the 16.
Illegal hands, number 32 to the face on the offense.
That's John L. Williams.
John L. Williams in blitz pickup, trying to get a little block on one of the linebackers, but again, Meyer making some smart decisions here, but you can be led into a trap, just like before on the side adjustment where they made the great play over the middle. Harlan Barnett made a great play. You keep throwing that out, pretty soon the cornerback is going to get in the back pocket and pick it off.
So 1st down and 20 from the 11. Meyer to the air again, and it's batted away. Intended for Kelvin Martin. Darrell Wren got the hand on it, and that'll bring up 3rd down. You know, Tom Flores, we asked him what he told his team after the disappointing loss to Detroit last week, and he says, you know, guys, I'm really not a yeller, I'm really not a screamer. Well, I would love to have been in the Seattle locker room at the halftime to see what Flores would have told him, and especially now, it just seems like a dead atmosphere.
Well, I think you see 11 guys in blue shirts waiting for someone to do something.
Meyer with time, complete to Blades. Well short of the 1st down. That'll bring up 3rd and long. Maurice Hurst on the coverage of Blades.
You know, talking with Flores, he says, you know, Meyer may not be my leader, but let me tell you something. We're just inside 7 minutes to go in this game. If Meyer drives down and gets a touchdown to go ahead and win the game, you're looking at your new leader. You have to do it on the field. Perfect opportunity for Seattle to get a leader in Rick Meyer.
You're right. Rick Meyer, if there's a chance we'll see what potentially is in his future in the NFL, it is at this moment right now. Rolling to his left, escaping the Patriot defense and getting it away, and open is Kelvin Martin for
adjustment on the ball. Watch him. There it is. No, it is. It looks like it's center field. It looks like Dykstra out there trying to adjust on a ball. Great play. Here, getting away from Brent Williams. Meyer buys time and pays a price. You're looking at a new leader.
They spotted the ball at the 46. 1st and 10. Meyer again buying time. Chase to his left, now to his right. John L. Williams dropped it. And that'll deflate an offense in a hurry.
Well, John L. has caught an awful lot of balls. That's one he'll be kicking himself tonight at bedtime. But, you know, again, the offense is only as strong as its strongest point. And I think right now, the running game's not there. What are you going to use as a strength? You've got to use Meyer's ability to get out and create. If they blitz, get that blitz picked up and go on the other side. 2nd and 10. 5:40 to go. Meyer's pass tipped into the secondary, and with a good shot at it was Harlan Barnett. He smelled the interception as Meyer was looking for Farrell Edmonds. Edmonds, 6'6", an easy target. When you look over the offensive line and rush men like that, you really can't see a whole lot. That time it was a great tip. I believe Brent Williams causing the deflection.
So a big play for Seattle. Ball at the 46, 3rd down and 10. And we know on this play that we will have to see Rick Meyer attempt to go downfield. They need 10 yards for the 1st down. And he just swings it over to the right side. Paul Green was wide open, and he wasn't able to hang on to it.
Now, we talked about Parcells upset with his team for self-destructing. Here's Seattle. Gets out of the hole, gets down the field, and then 3 plays in a row, they don't do the right things, the little things. Here, Green flared out, no one on him. And instead of waiting and making sure that Meyer, who's been under pressure all day, doesn't get the ball to him real quick, just turns too late, can't make the catch and the adjustment on it.
So the 9-play drive sputters, and once again, here is Tootin. Standing back is Troy Brown. He'll call for the fair catch at the 17. So John L. Williams drops the ball. Paul Green drops the ball, and Rick Meyer can't do it all by himself. We'll be back. Well, the strategy, no secret here for Bill Parcells and New England, Dan. 5:26 left. They have a 9-3 lead and pretty much want to grind out the clock and keep possession.
Well, you're looking at an offense that has found an identity. New England, good offensive line, some big guys, a big back, and they know they can rush the ball. Now, it's up to Seattle to get it back for their offense. There, Seattle expected to rush the ball like New England. Didn't happen. What New England has said is, hey, if you're going to beat us, Rick Meyer has got to. May not happen.
They go to the air on 1st down, and this is Kevin Turner out of the backfield, and he picks up some good yardage. 5 yards for Kevin Turner. Leonard Russell is approaching the 100-yard mark. He has 93 of the rushing yards for New England, and Barry Sanders of the Lions has been the only running back to achieve the 100-yard mark so far this year on the Seattle defense. We'll see if Russell gets a chance to top the century mark and keep this drive alive for New England.
Well, they've done a good job of balancing the offense, Turner and Russell.
This time they'll keep it on the ground, and this is Russell. Short of the 1st down, a gain of 3. It'll bring up 3rd down and 2 as the clock winds down from the 4:35 mark. Well, it could be the college football game of big 3rd down conversion here for New England. 3rd down and 2 from the 25. And this is Leonard Russell. Seattle doesn't think he got it.
Now, there is a point where you can have too much confidence in an offense. That time running the ball right at Cortez Kennedy.
To Tagovailoa, indicating to the sidelines that the defense held New England, and indeed they did.
Well, either Joe Nash or Cortez Kennedy gave the Seattle offense a chance to get out of this alive. Great play at the line of scrimmage, point of attack. Great play by the defensive front.
So Mike Saxon will punt it away to Kelvin Martin again, and we'll get a chance to see if Rick Meyer with 3:16 can get anything going. There's been a flag thrown as the play clock expired, and that seems to be the penalty.
Offense, 5 yards, still 4th down.
And that's not at all what Bill Parcells wanted. That'll give Seattle better field position and New England deep in its own territory as it is.
Well, you know, and not only that, let's be realistic. New England is a team 1-5. They're just struggling, and they need confidence. You don't get penalties late in the game and build confidence. You start, you know, everybody starts looking around for, hey, who's going to do the next thing wrong? It's not a good sign for New England.
That'll push Saxon back to his 7. Low snap, able to handle it. Wobbly kick, but a pretty good one as it drives Martin back, and he is leveled. But this is Dwayne Harper who picks up the loose football and is across the 35 as another flag is thrown. And Renee Thompson put the hit on Kelvin Martin.
Well, Renee Thompson is one of those guys that has been a big playmaker in special teams for years and years, and now it looks like he may have struck the returner just a fraction before the returner had an opportunity to get the ball.
That was close.
I believe he did hit him before the ball got there.
Interference with the opportunity to make a fair catch against the kicking team. 15 yards in the spot of the foul. 1st down, Seattle.
Well, you see Kelvin Martin, not only do you have to give them an opportunity, you can't be in the path of the ball. You can't put your hand in there or anything. Clearly a violation.
As Bill Parcells, one of his favorite special teams player, the former Giant Renee Thompson. Thompson called for the penalty. And we'll be back to the Kingdom with 3:03 left. Well, in recent years, there's been a new stat added to the plethora of NFL statistics, and it's game-winning drives by quarterbacks. You've seen the heroics of Joe Montana, Dan Marino, John Elway, and a chance for the rookie Rick Meyer to pick up his first from the 46. 1st and 10, 3:03 left. They trail at 9-3, going deep downfield for Blades. Incomplete. And Blades looking for the interference call. He won't get it. Darrell Wren was all over him. As we take another look.
I tell you what, the call could have gone either way. Here, Wren beaten badly on the play. He never looks back at the ball. He's got his hands up screening. I've seen that call made more than not. Wren's a good player, but he is flat beaten. And the rule is you can look back at the ball and then go for it and interfere. But that time he was beaten. He was just trying to hang on.
Blades wanted the call, and so did the crowd. They won't get it. 2nd down and 10 from the 46. Here comes the blitz. Meyer goes to his right, and this time he finds Blades, and Blades gets just across midfield down to the Patriot 48.
You know, I talked earlier about how, hey, he's getting blitzed from everywhere. That time New England brought the house. Look at the line and the backs pick up, get him out, buy time. Now that is what you have to do. A quarterback can't win a game by himself. You know, you're talking about that stat. That could be the most misleading thing in the world because all the guys have to do the right thing, and that enables a quarterback to score the winning drive.
Big play, 3rd and 4. Seattle not very successful so far. Meyer to the left, and he has the 1st down. Kelvin Martin made the reception. Maurice Hurst pushed him out. They'll move the chain.
We're watching a young man become an NFL quarterback. Meyer looks to his right, covered over across the middle, and then takes the out for the 1st down on the opposite side of the field that he started. Flores told us yesterday, it is great when you watch a young man like Meyer. Here's a guy with great potential, but he learns, he gets better, and this time, Martin was not the intentional receiver. He was the 2nd. That's how you move an offense.
Well, Kelvin Martin involved on a number of key receptions this afternoon. 2:47 left, 1st down and 10. Meyer back to throw again, is in trouble, gets it away, and it's Blades again for good yardage inside the 35.
shot, but what happens is, hey, he's in the pocket. He gets out. He buys time. Now, look here. Most quarterbacks, they might just want to take the ball and try to run there, been sacked. Meyer buys him another second and a half and then throws the strike for a completion.
I've gained a whole new respect, Dan, for Rick Meyer. Making plays, Patriots in his face, improvising, and 2:11 left as we make our way down to the 2-minute warning. Second down and short. Meyer again, this time to Doug Thomas. And that'll be another first down.
Again, they brought the quarterback from the left side. Meyer's right. Meyer throws it right where he came from. Completion.
9-3 Patriots. 2-minute warning at the Kingdome. Seattle at the Patriot 28. They need a touchdown and an extra point to go ahead. Meyer 4 of 5 on this drive.
Again, you're seeing the emergence of a young NFL star. He's making a bunch of great decisions.
1st and 10. Meyer able to hang on to it, but he took another chance as Andre Tippett had his hands on a football as it was intended for Kelvin Martin. That was a near interception.
It is, and okay, New England's been blitzing play after play. Now Meyer has gotten into this 2-second mode. Make a quick decision. Now New England dropped 7 guys. Now he needs to recognize that. It's all a part of it.
Well, time permitting, we will be sending you to Cleveland Stadium, Pittsburgh and Cleveland, as Bernie Kosar has entered the game for Vinny Testaverde in that one. But the story here is Rick Meyer with 1:56 left, second down and 10 for the 28. And they'll keep it on the ground. This time, John L. Williams with a big hole. 9-yard gain for John L. Williams.
More importantly, a first down. 3 new shots, actually 4. They cannot win or tie with a field goal. They've got to get the touch.
I think he's just short of the first down, Dan. A gain of 9, third down and 1 for the 19. This time they'll try to get it as Rick Meyer tried to dive ahead for the first down. Tom Flores hoping he got it. And this will depend on where the officials spot the football. And we will see if Seattle's drive is kept alive when we come back.
Hold on.
Meyer did pick up the first down. So from the 17, 1:26 left. Meyer buying more time, and this time just throwing it away. 2nd and 10. Seattle with 2 of its timeouts left. And New England also has 2 timeouts remaining.
One of the easiest things for a young quarterback to do is fall in the trap of trying to force it and say, hey, I can gun this in there. Meyer had a crack there, and Martin over the end zone took the wise choice and just got rid of the ball. You can live again. You got 3 more shots at it. Don't throw the pick.
Meyer has put it up 40 times already. 2nd down and 10. And on a 41st pass, it is caught by Kelvin Martin down at the 7.
Okay, they have 2 timeouts left. I don't know if it's enough for the first. It's going to be crucial here if they decide to run for the first down. And watch them try to pitch it and get a free stop on the clock by running out of bounds.
Well, a gain of 9. It would be short of the first down. Here comes the officials to measure. And remember, the Seahawks need a touchdown and an extra point. A field goal won't do it. They trail 9-3.
1:17 left, so there's plenty of time. I think the first thing they have to do is get the first. Don't go into the end zone as of yet.
That'll bring up 3rd down and very short. You know, at first, Dan, this we mentioned it earlier, was a very ugly football game, to be very frank about it, but it has turned into one of the more dramatic games of this season.
Well, you see a young New England team not knowing they know how to win and make something out of it. And then Seattle waiting for someone to do something. You saw Rick Meyer stand up, take it by the shirt collar, and shake this offense down to the other end of the field and maybe have a chance at winning it.
And that despite having his receivers drop a couple of touchdowns in the previous series to this one. But now the Seahawks down to the 8-yard line. 3rd and short, 1:17 left. John L. Williams, did he get it?
Easily. John L. gets the first, so now with 1:13, they have 4 shots from the fire.
All 5'11", 231 pounds of John L. Williams manages the Seahawk first down. And so that'll be 1st and goal for the Seahawks when we return. Patriots with a 9-3 lead over the Seahawks, 1:13 left.
Looks like they brought the purple offensive personnel in. This is like a 3rd down situation. Looks like they're either going to try to fake them into a position where they can gut run it or go ahead and throw it in the end zone.
From the 5. Meyer with all the time in the world, then he dumps it off to Warren, and he gets down to the 3-yard line. 2nd and goal. First, and Todd Collins wrapped him up. We're under a minute left.
Not quite sure that Rick Meyer could not have went to his left early and gotten into the end zone if he misses one defender.
Seattle with 1 timeout left as they come to the line of scrimmage. 44 seconds and counting. 2nd and goal.
Watch the quarterback draw down here.
John L. Williams. He's not going to get there. Stopped short at the 1. Maybe he got inside of it.
Well, it looks like the left side of the defense. Andre Tippett making a great play, sliding out there and stopping what I thought was a sure touchdown.
And the Seahawks call their final time out of the game. That stops the clock with 28 seconds left. The ball is at the 1-yard line. 3rd and goal.
Well, they brought in the tight ends. It looks like they're going to try to go ahead and punch it in. Now remember, Rick Meyer is a very efficient quarterback at the quarterback draw. Ran it an awful lot in college. He drops 3 steps and then rushes for it, but I think they're inside too close. Now they're going to have to either punch it in or maybe try to find a tight end open.
Well, we'll get 2 shots to get this touchdown. The ball at the 1. This ball game has taken every twist and turn you can imagine for just a 9-3 game.
And it's been a pretty good. The players have played pretty well, if I can say it, because I mean there hasn't been an awful lot of penalties. For the most part, it's just been a struggle by a couple of defenses that have dominated the offenses at times.
Paul Green and Rob Thomas are in the offensive set. Seemed to be the victory. He's already made a 30-yard field goal. And he zips it through.
Scott Sisson missed a couple of field goals that a professional you would think would make. Like Marcel said, it's a shame what this team does to itself. And you're looking at a very dejected New England team and an ecstatic Seattle offense because they know they've gotten a new leader. Rick Meyer executed that last drive as well as any NFL quarterback you'll see this year.
And did it after a couple of his receivers dropped receptions that would have kept the drive alive in the previous one. So it's now time for the Hager wrinkle wrinkle-free cotton super play of the game. And we have not seen a lot of offense this game, so I think this was unanimous. And here it is, the winning touchdown. Maybe.
Rick Meyer is the quarterback here in Seattle until further notice. He has grown up today and has become an NFL quarterback. Facing a very opportunistic New England defense early, he stood in there, bought time, got the ball to the right people, and this is a very excited place, and they love Rick Meyer because they know they've got a new leader at quarterback.
Well, for New England, it is not over. There are 25 seconds left. And back deep is Troy Brown and Ray Crittenden, and there's a lot of speed there. But John Casey will try to hang it long and high again. Bill Parcells has told his team not to bring it out. So Ray Crittenden will take a knee, and New England will take its chances with no time off the clock. 25 seconds left, and they do have 2 timeouts.
Well, barring a catastrophe by Seattle's defense, you know, this is a game that could have gone either way, obviously, but I really feel like Seattle was waiting for someone to stand up, and Rick Meyer stood up in the 4th quarter and said, hey, I will show you how to get it done. Follow me. And I tell you what, I'm so impressed with this kid, so much more than I thought I would be after today's game.
Well, a huge challenge here. The Kingdom crowd, you know, will crank it up. Scott Seahawks is in with 4 wide receivers. And he won't get anything there. That was intended for Greg McMurtry. The clock down at 21 seconds and a flag down at the field at the 20. We'll remind our viewers that eyewitness video and Sequest will be coming up next. But with 21 seconds left, the Patriots still with 2 timeouts.
Seattle was called for defensive holding, 1st and 10 again.
So they got 5 yards without completing anything. Seahawks in trouble, has to just sling it. Greg McMurtry almost had it, but Dwayne Harper was on the coverage, tangled him up, and McMurtry couldn't hang on. You know, Dan, I think that the earlier victory this year by Seattle, the win over San Diego, when Rick Meyer really had it going, they won that game 31-14. I thought that would be considered a coming of age in the NFL for Meyer, but what he did today in the closing moments of this game certainly rises above that effort. 14 seconds left for New England. Seahawks to the right side, and that is complete to McMurtry. The clock continues. Stopped at 7 seconds now.
Well, again, barring, I mean, just total paralysis on Seattle's defense, this will be a win for Seattle. And, you know, Bill Parcells is the guy that'll tell you, hey, look, we do a lot of things right. We don't have the guys we need yet, but the more things we do right, the closer we're going to get. And today, they did an awful lot of things right in the second half. Their offense got them down in position. They did not score a touch, but that is, you know, I mean, that's the difference in winning and losing games.
And Scott Sisson could be the difference today, missing a 48-yard field goal, a 41-yard field goal. He has connected on 3 field goals to provide the Patriots with their only scoring, but those could have been the difference. But there were so many twists and turns to this one, and it's tough to point at Scott Sisson.
Well, you know, I know Bill Parcells, and I know with him, it's a fine line between the locker room and the parking lot. 29 new guys. He just hasn't got the 29 new ones yet that he needs.
And Scott Solak is in at quarterback, replacing Seahawks with 7 seconds left. He's just going to throw it up. Lofts it downfield. It's out of bounds and incomplete with 1 second left. What an outstanding afternoon once again for Rick Meyer. Leading the Seahawks down the field in the closing moments, buying time, several moments during this game-winning drive, and finally hitting Brian Blades for what will turn out to be the game-winning touchdown for the rookie out of Notre Dame, the second player picked in the NFL draft, and today we got a good reason why. This will be it. Zolak's pass broken up, and Seattle wins it. The Patriots fall to 1-6. Seattle improves to 4-3. The final score is Seattle 10, New England 9. Rick Meyer, the difference in this one for Seattle, engineering the game-winning drive in the closing seconds and finding Brian Blades for the touchdown. We mentioned earlier that Brian Blades was excited about his future with Rick Meyer, and it began right there.